Hello everybody, we're gonna do today's Hexcells Infinite daily puzzle. We're using today's date, 30/07/2025. We're gonna generate a puzzle. Hopefully, we're doing this on hard mode. Hopefully you can catch this on today's date. Otherwise, maybe I can give you some tips and tricks as we're going through. Also doing a tutorial on the trying to get no mistakes, but I already have a few mistakes, but I'm doing a tutorial on these tutorial on how to play the game. If you want to follow along, you can do a search on my channel. But today we're going to do today's puzzle, and we're going to generate it and see what we come up with. And we're just going to start right off. And I'm going to try to just, without explaining too much, because these puzzles are fairly simple for the most part. So we'll just go through it. And like I said, I'm going to kind of whip through it without really explaining a whole bunch. So hopefully you can follow along. You can ask me questions about the puzzle, and I can go back and watch the puzzle and give you my thoughts if you didn't catch something. Whoops, made a mistake already. Gosh darn it, because I was talking. But we're going to keep going. Keep it going. Come down this way. Too many to know. Cannot be this one. Let's see. 6. We've got 3 here, so one of these. At most, it could be one of these. So if it's this one, if it is this one cannot be because of this diagonal plus this 4. So this one has to be off. And one of these two plus 2 of these 3. And it has to be only one of these, so this one has to be off. Oh shit, another mistake. Why did I think that? One of these at max one of these. That's what I didn't do. At most one of these. And this one. So this one has to be on. One of these has to be on. We'll get that coming down this way. That'll be one of the last ones we do, I'm sure. This one's on. These 3, we're going to turn that off. Coming down this way, we don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. These are good. 2 of these 3. 4 of these 5. 1 of these 5. Coming down this way, we don't know. Coming down this way, we don't know. So it's got to be either this, or this. It's probably a combination of both of these up here, because there's quite a bit going on up here. So let's take a look at this first. They want 5, and we have 1 already, so 4 out of these 5 are going to be turned on. So 4 out of these 5. Just remember, it's these 4 plus this one. So 4 out of these 5. If we turn on this one, we have 4 out of these 5. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this one has to be on. So 4 out of these 5. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so this one has to be on. And then one of these two. So now we have still 4 out of these 5. So now we have 3 out of these 4. So we know that one of these, so 3 out of these 4. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one has to be off. And there's 5. So this one's going to be, what? On. Yep. So on. We got our 4, so that's off. Let's come down this way along with this one. So we know that this one's going to be on. 1, 2, 3. So 2 of these cannot be both because we already have 3 in this row. So one of these two, so this one has to be on. One of these two, off, 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 on, off, on. Okay, so one of these two, we can turn the 5 off. So one of these two, yep, that satisfies both of those. We'll come back to that. Now we have one of these just out of reach. Alright, turn that off. Got that. Got that. Okay. Back over here. 1 out of these, so 4 out of these, bunch. We have 4 out of these 5. This one has to be on. This one has to be off. We know one of these is going to be on, and that will be the 4. So one of these is going to be on, these will be off. One of these is going to be on because there's 2. That means these 2 will be off. Let's see. One of these 2. One of these 2. One of these 2. Nope. One of these 3. But not both. Because of this 2. Not both. So one of these and one of... At least one of these. And maybe one of these. Okay. So we can turn this one off. One of these 2. We already got that. So one of these 2. Coming down here is a 5. So it could be it could be any of these, excuse me. So we're going to turn that off. Could be any of these. On this one, it's going to be 3 of these 4. So there's going to be a black one in here somewhere. Where would that be? And this one, okay, so this one says one of these, so these have to be off. This one has to be on. One of these 2. If this one is on, then it's off, off. And that's okay. If this one is off, on, and that's also okay. So we can't figure that out. So this one's either on or off, which is, we know that. These ones could be both on together. So this is off, these two are on. Excuse me. All right. So if this one is on, all the rest of these are black, and these two would be blue. If this one is off, these two would have to be on, which is also okay. One of these, one of these, one of these three, two of these. So this one has to be on, because both of these cannot be on. This one has to be on. One of these, one of these, two of these, one of these, if this one is on, off, off, on, off. If this one is off, on, off, on, off. So if this one is on, off, off, on, off. If this is off, on, off, on, off. So okay. So either way, these three are going to be the same. So if this one's on, off, off, on. So on. If this is off, then one of these has to be on. This is off. This one has to be on. This one will be off. This one will be on regardless. So this one's going to be on. This one's going to be off. Off, off. Off. On, off. On, off. On. So one of these two, off. Okay. We're good there. Too many. We already figured that. Off. Off. Can't figure that out. Okay. Maybe two of these, and not this one, or this one plus one of these. We don't know. This, we said that this four out of these five, that was a misclick again. 4 out of these 5 are going to be on. So now 3. So at least one of these was going to be on. We knew that from this 4. So if this one is on, this one will be off, 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 and that's okay. If this one is off, This one could be on, and this one could be on, and that's all the test you need. As long as there's two, at least two, then you can't figure it out. This one will go off. We have 6 down this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one's off, this one's off, this one's off. On. There's our 4. Off, off, off. One of these two, so off. Oops. So this one's on, off, off. I'm doing terrible. One of these two, this is off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these, this is off, 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 on. One of these two, so that means this has to be on. One of these two. 1, 2, and 3 of these 6. Off. Okay. What do we have? We have this diagonal 3. So it's either this one, actually it could be one of these two. That could be off. This would be on. And that would work for this, this, one of these two. Well, we're not down to, we have 9 left. We know 3 of them are going to go in this area. So that means we have 6 left. One of them is going to go here. So that means we have 5 left. One of them is going to go here. That would be 4 left. This is weird. So 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these. So 3, 4, 5. We need 4 more. And I got a lot more than 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And really no definites. So one of these, so it's, if this one's on, this one's off. So on, off, 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 on. If this one is off, this one's on. One of these two. So it's either this one or these two. And it can't be these two. So it's got to be this one. And this one is 1, 2. Okay, we got the 6 taken care of. That. We don't know. We don't know. But we do know that this 5 has 3 inside here. And that's our 3. So everything else outside of this square, or this hex, is going to be black. And then we'll go and figure out what these are based on these numbers. So these two, and this one. And black, black, black. That's it. 20 minutes. Alright, everybody. Got 3 mistakes. I did, what, 2 or 3 misclicks? Alright. Like and subscribe. It helps me out, according to a bunch of other YouTubers. Thank you for watching.